Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Tysis, and we're here to talk about the Multistream Experiment. And we're talking about how it's officially sort of wrapping up and ending. So we decided to do this a month or a couple months ago. And we wanted to see how well we would go on Twitch and Facebook and stuff like that. And it was always going to be like probably a little short-term experiment to see how things go. And I think I noticed, some pretty obvious stuff in the data and the statistics that I've got. And, number one, which is not surprising, is the discoverability on Twitch is dead. If you're a new streamer or a small streamer, because it's a bit like King of the Hill type promotion. Only the biggest streamers get promoted on Twitch, which is a pretty unfair sort of system. So on average, I think we got like 10 views. And on average, maybe a 0.5 people watching us, or 0.6, which is pretty low. It's not even one person. And we know of one or two people that have watched us on Twitch, but they normally go on YouTube beforehand. So if you take away those two or three, you don't really have anyone new. We had a bunch of followers that joined up with Twitch, but it wasn't very good. Like, they didn't stick around for long. They never came back to a second or a third stream, definitely not. And it just didn't feel quite right being on Twitch, but we'll get to that sort of stuff later on. Facebook gaming is interesting because we've already streamed on there a few years ago, and it seems like not a lot has changed. The admin panel is quite confusing and not really good. I don't like using it. There is also that Facebook gaming itself, the streaming aspect of Facebook, doesn't really take gamers very seriously. Like, it's easy to get into their little level up partnership program and to make money. But at the same time, there isn't a lot of features that YouTube and Twitch has. That it's very basic in terms of what they do. And the other thing too is you can get quite a few views. I think, the few streams that we did, I think we had something like 20, 25 views at most over 3 hours, which isn't much. But no one sticks around during those streams. They're mostly just lurkers that might look at your stream for a few seconds and then disappear. Because Facebook does count 3-second views, which I think YouTube counts 30 seconds. So there's a bit of a difference there. So, and the UI and admin panel is a bit terrible. I think one of the biggest problems that I noticed, even with two screens and the TV here, is I tend to get stressed out a bit during the streams at times. Because there has been some spam and some issues with Twitch, which I can't moderate properly. Because I don't have moderators on Twitch. I've only have the one on YouTube, mainly in Dale. And that's hard to do. Number two, the stress of trying to look at 2 or 3 chat rooms. You're looking at YouTube over here and you're going, all right, what are they doing over here? And then you got Twitch over here. It's like, oh, okay, is there anything new on Twitch? And there's Facebook over here. And you're like, oh, what's going on Facebook? And it just ends up all too stressful when you're trying to look directly at the camera and playing the games, with the controller. And you're sort of kind of doing this a little too much and looking at multiple chat rooms. And we tried our best to solve that with the restream stuff. But even you get caught looking at the other chat rooms. And it hasn't been a lot of fun doing that. It just, for me, it's distracting. It's stressful worrying about 3 streaming platforms instead of the one. And I found it sort of lost my concentration actually talking to people and playing the game, which is kind of the main point, isn't it? Your main focus, it should be. And YouTube will always need promotion and help. We're a small channel. It's not like I was sitting on 5,000 viewers and thought about expanding. Like, we're sort of expanding from not much at all. And I also feel like it took away the watch time. So a few people might go from YouTube to Twitch or Facebook, but it doesn't help out YouTube at all. And it's very hard to get people to cross over platforms. It's very, very tough in terms of that. So I found that to be something in the back of my mind too, where I think streaming wise we've done pretty okay on YouTube. Like new subscribers are down, and views, but watch time has been okay. We tend to float in the water and sometimes partake in a little bit of drowning. But I think that's generally my mood and feeling about why the experiment's coming towards an end. And now I can just look to my left a little bit and see the one chat room. Everyone's on YouTube. It's very simple. It's very easy. And I don't have to worry about stuff like that. And I think that makes it easier for me too, in terms of being able to concentrate on you guys, the viewers that come into YouTube, the ones who are super dedicated and love what I do for some crazy reason. Me playing different games all the time, and all that sort of stuff. You get what I mean? So, and look, you may notice or not notice, but a lot of the things that I do on my channel, and especially in my writing side, my creative website side, there's a lot of experiments and testing out ideas and features and things like that. And, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. And that's okay when things don't work out, because you normally learn a lot out of it. Think about the Wii U. The Wii U was a big fail, but Nintendo regrouped. They took some of the best ideas from it, the gamepad, and decided to turn the gamepad into the actual console and just take off the sides of the controllers and turn them into Joy-Cons. So, with this sort of data and info that we've got, I think we know that we've made the right decision with YouTube. YouTube feels like home to me. It'll be easier to concentrate on the one and then work on other social media, like, our Discord, which is somewhat popular. And, we'll still mess around with TikTok and things like that. I do have other ideas, like we have the general website, which is cool, which I think I don't know what to do with the website, to be honest. But it will just stay there for data and statistics and things like that. It just helps with the search engines to find our channel. The NintendoEngineers.com website I'm talking about. But I think that in general, I think I'll be happier just being on the one platform. It was a good experiment. It was fun while it lasted. And hopefully people will stick around and watch me on YouTube, and we'll continue to have fun with this new setup here, which is fantastic. And the Stream Deck, which is another godsend apart from the second monitor that we got from Mr. Nathan. And we'll be able to tweak and improve the streams more, seeing whether we're not multi-streaming and using up more bandwidth and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. And we'll see how it all turns out in the end. Hey. So I think that's it for me. I've rambled on for long enough, and I'm not going to stretch this out for 10 minutes for the mid-ad rolls. Big thanks to everyone who tuned in and watched, and stay tuned for more videos, as I probably will be doing some today as well. So that's it for me. See you next time.